Hello super friends and welcome to DC TV Talk. This is the show where we talk all things Supergirl, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow and Black Lightning. And in today's video we're going to be doing my final death predictions video for Arrow Season 6, seeing as we have some pretty good information and considering how we're only 2 episodes out from the finale, or technically 1 episode out from the finale, I think it's time to do a final definitive death predictions video. So I've kind of thrown in a couple of death predictions here and there into a couple of other videos, but I've never done a full proper video on Season 6 death predictions. That's what I'm going to do here today. In regards to this week's episode, which was docket number 11, 19, whatever, I don't know, no one's going to remember that. But I genuinely think that episode 21, was my favourite episode of the season. I think it was so intense, it was very differently paced to what we normally get. I just think all the performances were incredible. I think a lot of the character beats were really good. And I'm not 100% if it's my favourite episode. It's rivaling episode 18 at the moment, but it's definitely up there. I loved episode 21. So let's jump straight into the predictions. I'm going to start off with the most obvious one, which is obviously Quentin Lance, which if you've been following up with news, you'll know that Quentin Lance has now left Arrow. He's now left the show. He will no longer be a series regular in Season 7, which I feel that news is a bit misleading. It says he's not a series regular, so you think, oh, is he a guest star now, or is he a recurring role? No, he's not on the show. Quentin Lance, Paul Blackthorne has left the show. And this has pretty much confirmed the rumours that we all thought were true, which is that Quentin Lance is going to die this season. And this is very, very sad news. I think Paul Blackthorne is one of the best actors on Arrow. I think he's such a credit to the show. I think he's such a treasure. And to see him, you know, he's been there since Season 1, Episode 1. He's been in this show. And to see him go out is going to be very sad. But I mean, I feel like his time is due. And, you know, in terms of his storylines, it's kind of all going to come to a head, I think, with Black Siren. It's a very sad thing, though, just to think of Quentin dying. It's just, I'm probably going to cry my eyes out when Quentin dies, because it's just going to be such a sad moment. Because we know we are getting a death this season. We've seen a photo of Steven, or, you know, Oliver sat in a hospital next to somebody, so... You know, I think all this Black Siren stuff, you know, because now that Black Siren has officially gone against Ricardo Diaz, instead of Diaz actually taking it out on Laurel, he's actually going to take it out on Quentin, and I feel he's going to be the casualty of this whole thing. Also, we know that Sarah is coming back for the finale, so that could easily be a thing to tie into it, where she's come back to kind of see her father in his last hours. So it's going to be a very emotional death if Quentin dies, but I wanted to start off with that one just because it's the most obvious and just kind of get that one out of the way. But could we get some more deaths? Is there any more that could possibly happen? I feel there are a couple of other candidates that could actually bite the bullet. One of them being Diggle. I think Diggle has been kind of waiting to die for the past couple of seasons. You know, ever since Season 4, with the storyline of his brother being wrapped up, and that kind of brought his character full circle, he's kind of struggled for storylines. Like, they tried to give him one each season. Like, in Season 5, he had that military storyline, which kind of went nowhere in the end, and was quite a bad storyline, to be honest. And then in Season 6, we've had the whole thing where he was damaged, you know, he got nerve damage from the Lian Yu explosion, which, I mean, fair enough, it linked into the finale, but it was, again, kind of just this back and forth thing that's always kind of been there, and then they've given this extended storyline in terms of him wanting to be the Green Arrow, which is quite a petty, awful storyline, quite frankly. So they're really struggling to give Diggle a good, consistent storyline, and I feel that Diggle... He's just been waiting to die, but I feel like Diggle is kind of that character who, you know, he's the second main character of the show underneath Oliver, and I feel like if you're going to kill Diggle, you kind of want to do it in, like, your second to last season, or maybe in your final season. So, given that Season 7 could potentially be the final season of Arrow, maybe they want to kill him off there, maybe they might leave him one more season. I don't want Diggle to die because I love David Ramsey. I think he's incredible. So I don't want him to go. But like I said, I just feel like his time is coming and he's got a massive target on his back at this point. Especially in this season when he's had such close interactions with Ricardo Diaz. I can't help but feel that Diaz, you know, would know that this is a huge pressure point for Oliver and for Team Arrow. If Diggle went, that would be a huge, huge loss. And Oliver would pretty much lose it. So yeah, Diggle, I don't think his time is coming. We can now move over to Felicity. Felicity is a definite no. I really don't have to spend too much time on that one. I mean, Felicity, she has her core fan base, and that's the way it is. She's way too crucial in terms of Oliver and also now William. There's no way Felicity's being killed off of this season. I don't think they're ever going to kill Felicity ever in this show now. I think if they were going to kill her, they should have done it in Season 4, like they pretended they did in the mid-season finale. If they were going to kill Felicity, they should have killed her there, but they didn't, so I don't think Felicity is not going to die this season, and she's never going to die while the show runs, in my personal opinion. Curtis is the next one up, and also I think Curtis is pretty much safe. I don't see why he was why he would die. I don't see kind of a setup or a place for it at all. Also, I'm pretty sure that Echo Kellum, who plays him, has gone on to be a series regular for season 7 as well. I don't know if that's confirmed or not. That may have just been a rumor. But, you know, I can see Curtis sticking around. I just don't see why he would be killed off. He's kind of the least relevant. I actually thought they may have killed Curtis in the season 5 finale, just because he's the most irrelevant of Team Arrow. But yeah, I can't see him dying either. What about Renee? Renee's quite interesting given what happened in episode 21 in terms of his connection to Diaz there. I feel Renee could potentially die, but I'm going to say no. I'm going to say Renee is actually going to leave the show. I think Renee is going to leave the show by the end of this season, or at least early season 7, and I think he's going to retire. I don't think he's going to die. I think he's going to retire just because Renee, you know, I think if he died, it'd be quite a weird arc. I mean, especially originally, but I mean, it would be quite good perhaps in the season 6 finale if he died saving Oliver. That would kind of be like a nice little way to end him off, but to be honest, all the setup with his daughter and things like that, I don't think they'd kill Renee off, and I feel it'd be better if Renee just retired from the Vigilante game, and then him and his daughter just went off, you know, and moved like somewhere else, you know. I can't see them killing Renee personally. It'd be an interesting choice if they did, but I personally don't see it. And finally, we have Dinah Drake, who I think is very interesting, because Dinah, if you would have asked me this a while ago, I would have said definitely not. Dinah's on this show to stay, but given all the stuff with New Team Arrow and the whole disagreement there, Dinah has gone very, very off the rails this season, very much so. And I can't exactly see Oliver wanting to accept her back onto Team Arrow, but then again, I would have said that about Renee, and in episode 21 they kind of had a reconciliation, so who knows. But I feel Dinah is just, she's gone so far to the point that I don't think Oliver would ever want to back. And, you know, we even saw in episode 21, clearly Dinah does not like him, clearly. So it's just, I don't see why she would come back. And if Curtis is going to go back over to them, which seems like he is, and if Renee's out of the picture, then what's Dinah's place on this show? And I feel like if they wanted to do like another Pressure Point death, I feel Dinah could be the one to go. And I think Dinah would be the best of New Team Arrow. If they were going to kill one of them, it'd be Dinah's the best option there. Plus, when you look at Black Siren, you know, they've definitely taken her down this redemption arc now. We're definitely going there now. And that could mean that they maybe want to bring her on as a series regular next season as well, to therefore make her a member of Team Arrow. Who knows, that could be a possibility, and then in that case you can't really have two Black Canaries, so, you know, that could be gone. So maybe that's another way for Dinah to exit the show. I don't know, I feel Dinah is coming, which is a shame. I like Dinah. I haven't particularly liked her too much this season, but again, that's more the writing. I think the character itself is pretty good. So it's sad to see Dinah, but I mean, it might not happen, but I personally see Dinah is kind of the second most likely to die this season. If she is potentially going to be killed off, there is a potential there. Also, I feel like we perhaps need someone from Team Arrow, like either of the teams, to die, just because we need to open a slot. Because depending on what they do with next season, at some point Roy Harper is going to return to Star City. I mean, there are rumours that obviously he's going to be on the run with Oliver, but you know, most likely they will return to Star City by the mid-season mark, and therefore Roy will join Team Arrow, and I feel like there's going to have to be a slot there for him to fill. So that could be something that has to be kind of accommodated for, is who do we kill off to allow Roy to come back? But you guys tell me in the comment section below, who do you think is going to die in this season of Arrow? Like I said, Quentin is pretty obvious at this point. It's pretty much confirmed at this point that Quentin's going to die. But do you think anyone else is going to die? Like, do you think it could be Dinah? Do you think Renee, Diggle? Who do you think it's going to be? Tell me all your thoughts in the comment section down below. So, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like. It will help me out a lot. And share this video with anyone and everyone you know who loves DC TV and get them to join the community. And as always, guys, please subscribe for all of your latest content on Supergirl, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow, and Black Lightning. And with all that said, guys, I hope to see you again in my next video.